In 2010, our South African business decided that it needed to expand internationally, other than the markets that it was already in, being the UK, Australia, France, and the Netherlands, and looked at a list of 185 possible countries. That list was then whittled down to 4 countries, being Brazil, Turkey, Russia, and North Korea. In 2013, a small team of South African expats was sent over to set up the business, set up infrastructure, to employ staff and to find offices. And then in April of 2014, we sold our first policy. And in August of 2014, we started our first TV, radio, and digital advertising. And since then, we've had 2.5 years of steady progress to date. The opportunities in Turkey are huge for a business like ourselves, being an online insurance broker. The reason being is that insurance is sold through face-to-face agent relationships in Turkey largely, whereas the rest of the world has moved on to digital online platforms like ourselves. And we feel that Turkey is poised to do the same. It has a high penetration of internet users in the market. There's a very young population, and we are certain that, like with other industries like travel and banking, insurance is definitely destined to be sold online in Turkey. So the Turkish market is extremely important for the long-term plans of Telesur. To date, we've invested 50 million TL, and that is an indication of our seriousness of the Turkish market, and we certainly here long-term. To get a return on that 50 million will take time. We are confident that this is a very exciting market. What we're doing here is new. Nobody else is really doing what we're doing, and that is providing the customer with a range of prices at the click of a button. Right now, if a customer wants to get a traffic price or a casco insurance price, they have to go to their agent, and the agent may give them 1 or 2 prices, if they're lucky 3. Whereas our platform, you enter very minimal information, we make it very easy for the consumer to interact with us, and what happens is we then provide 32 insurance prices, being 15 traffic prices and 17 casco prices. That ensures that the customer is going to get the best deal. That's a broad range of offerings, and that ensures that the customer is going to get a really good deal rather than if he only gets 3 prices. To then buy that insurance product is very simple. Just enter your credit card details in a secure environment, and immediately the policy is generated and the policy documents are emailed to the customers. So nobody else is really doing that. There are other companies that purport to do the same, but what they're really doing is they're using the online advertising and digital platform to generate leads for their call center, and then they provide you prices offline because they don't have the ability and the integration with insurers to make those prices available to you online, and therefore they're just like any other agent out there. What we're doing is empowering the customer to take their financial matters into their own control, and more and more people are used to buying products online and doing their own research and making their own decisions. You see that in travel, you've seen that in banking. People want to be able to go on and make their own decisions without feeling the need to rely on a third party to advise them and guide them. As insurance products have become more and more standardized and regulated, the customer doesn't need a lot of support and guidance. The products are all the same. It then really just boils down to price, and that's what we have to do, is make sure the customer gets the best deal by offering the widest range of products. There's going to be pressure from consumers to make insurance products available online. Without a doubt, as the younger generation are becoming the consumers who have buying power and purchasing power, they expect to be able to buy insurance online like they can any other product. And so that demand is going to come from the consumers. There's also pressure on insurance companies to find alternate forms of distribution. Right now, insurance companies, their shareholders are expecting returns on their investment, they're expecting profits, and we've seen that very recently insurance companies have been under pressure to increase their insurance premiums because they weren't making profits and getting a return for their shareholders. So, for instance, traffic premiums have more than tripled in price over the past year or so, and that's making things very difficult for the consumer. The consumer doesn't like to buy an insurance product. It is a grudge purchase. They have to buy it. They don't really want to buy it, and therefore price is important. So you've got the consumer on the one hand wanting prices down, the regulator wanting prices down so that more and more consumers will buy the product, and you've got shareholders on the other hand who are demanding profits from insurance companies. So what that means is that there's this pressure that insurance companies find themselves in, and therefore to increase profitability, they're going to have to find ways, and to make the product cheaper, they're going to have to find ways that are more efficient in distributing their products. Now, of course, digital does that because digital is scalable. Once the platform's in place, a platform can generate tens of thousands of quotes and policies on a daily basis, whereas an agent, because it's reliant on human power, is much more limited in terms of that efficiency, in terms of what work they can generate per day. The cost of servicing a platform like ourselves as well for the insurance companies is a lot lower. They have one consultant calling on our business from time to time, and we're generating tens of thousands of policies, whereas they're going to have numerous consultants calling on different agencies who are selling 10 to 50 policies a month. And so that increases their cost of marketing and relationship marketing for that. So we believe that not only will the consumer demand force insurance companies to use platforms like ourselves to distribute the product, but the need to do so more profitably will also drive that demand. So insurance companies will benefit from reduced cost of distribution by dealing with platforms like ourselves. To the Turkish consumer, so it's at first it was a little bit slow, and I think that's to be expected when you're doing something very new and different. But more and more consumers are getting used to the idea of buying insurance online, and like the fact that it empowers them to gather the information and ensure that they're getting the best deal. They don't have to just trust what somebody else is telling them, and maybe they're not getting the best deal. They can check for themselves. It's very easy, and that way they ensure that they pay as little as they can for their insurance. What we've done is understood that nobody wants to buy insurance, and so let's make it as easy as possible for people to buy a product that they have to have. And so everything we've done in terms of the design of our website has been around easy. So we took the Turkish word for easy being kolay. We used a character to make it light and fun, our brand light and fun, and we've joined the Turkish word for that character being koala and the Turkish word for easy, and we've joined the two, and our brand is in koalai.com with a reference to how easy it is to buy insurance on our website. So as more and more young people are moving into the market, we think that they will expect to be able to buy insurance online. Some of the older generation are a little bit more reluctant and need a little bit more encouraging, but as they get used to interacting with us online and see that it's safe and secure and very easy to do, we're finding that the older generation are also buying insurance online. Most certainly it has been challenging. Not all insurance companies are at the same level of development in terms of their technology, and so in the early days it certainly was challenging. We are seeing a vast improvement though in recent times. Really the issue was that not all insurance companies were fully committed to digital and online distribution, and some of them found themselves behind some of their competitors. There's a fear that if they're seen to support online brokers like ourselves, then the distribution through their agent network might be compromised, and so some insurance companies were initially reluctant to be seen to be supporting us, and therefore weren't allocating IT resource to the development of their systems so that we can integrate with them. But that's changing, and it's changing fast, and we've certainly seen that local insurance companies understand that digital is going to happen. The consumers will force digital to happen, and therefore they don't want to get caught napping, and they are now aggressively investing in infrastructure to be able to integrate with companies like ourselves and provide their products to companies like ourselves. So it's all looking good at this point in time. Absolutely, and that's why we made the investment that we made to date. We've seen it in other markets, we've seen it in other industries, industries that were dominated by face-to-face distribution like travel agents, where banks had to have branches with people at huge cost to service customers. There's been a huge switch to the online platform here in Turkey. And then worldwide in the insurance market, in Europe in particular, in the UK for instance, 70% of all motor insurance is sold online, and 50% of that is through online comparison or broker platforms like ourselves, where the customer enters their information once and gets a range of prices from multiple insurance companies so they can ensure that they're getting the best price with the least amount of effort. And Europe is close behind the UK. The US is then probably in the same level of evolution as Europe, and Turkey's probably 5 years behind that. So without a doubt, we believe it will happen here. We don't know when exactly it will really take off. But that doesn't mean to say that there still isn't the need for insurance agents. Even in the UK, there are still agents that sell insurance, and there's room for both parties to play. And it's about giving the customer choice. If the customer wants to go through an agent, then they go through an agent. If they want to take charge of their own financial needs and make sure that they're getting the best deal, then they go online and compare and buy through a platform like ourselves. And the customer will eventually decide how that mix will happen. But I believe that there will be a market for agents and online platforms like ourselves in future in Turkey.